This is your weekday wrap-up. I'm Kevin Dusinberre.
And I'm Fred Lay.
Here's the news that we could think of jokes for.
Jimmy Fallon just tweeted that he'd be donating $10,000 to help Flint, Michigan's water supply. In a related story, Carson Daly generously announced that the next round of micheladas were on him all up in this Applebee's.
At a fundraiser for the Hillary Clinton campaign hosted by daughter Chelsea Clinton, guests were offered the opportunity to pay $2,700 to take a picture with Chelsea. The event raised a whopping $5,400.
A mayor in South Africa is awarding scholarships to female high school students who have retained their virginity throughout age 16. Whereas the only thing I have to show for remaining a virgin through high school is just this aggressive inferiority complex.
The Washington, D.C. parking enforcement issued over $1 million worth of parking tickets during last week's blizzard. The money raised from the fines will go towards replacing the older model parking enforcement vehicles.
Ride-sharing app Uber is experimenting with placing Bop It toys in their drivers' cars as a distraction device in order to quell a recent trend of passenger-on-driver assaults. That story again, Uber is trying to reduce violence by providing unruly passengers with a perfect thing to hit people with.
A vulture that was captured by Lebanese villagers on suspicion of being an Israeli spy has finally been released after UN intervention. This improves the UN's record in vulture hostage situations to 1-0.
A New York man attempted 5 bank robberies in one day before finally being apprehended by the NYPD. He was only successful in getting money from 1 out of 5 attempts, which is still a higher percentage of made bank shots than Kobe Bryant has all year.
At the Australian Open tennis tournament this week, a wild serve struck a linesman directly in the groin. When the linesman was asked to describe the serve, he called it totally nuts.
Students at Oral Roberts University have been issued mandatory Fitbit monitoring devices in order for school administrators to track students' health and fitness routines in a story I inadvertently discovered while looking up this other thing.
A 32-year-old Minnesota woman was taken to the Stearns County Jail after she was pulled over for drunk driving. The woman was on her way to pick up her sister who was being released from the Stearns County Jail, also for a drunk driving arrest. And this is the story behind the funniest missed high five of all time.
The professional tennis world has been rocked after documents have been uncovered which allege of match-fixing scandals. An organization called the Tennis Integrity Unit has been assembled to investigate. This is the second iteration of the Tennis Integrity Unit after its founding members were shaken up by an incident at the Australian Open. We have footage right here.
This brings us to our newest segment, Jokes Kevin thinks are funny, but Fred doesn't. Some of the biggest talk coming from the Sundance Film Festival is the political comedy documentary Weiner, which describes the life and sexting scandal of former Democratic House member Anthony Weiner. Fred's girlfriend was lucky enough to see the film and said, "It's the second funniest Weiner I've ever seen." It's good.
All right.
A new report claims that if the rate of plastic pollution in oceans continues to increase, plastic garbage could outweigh fish by 2050. When fish were asked to comment, they said, "We don't mind as long as you keep sending us that Snapple, that sweet, delicious Snapple."
That's been Weekday Wrap-Up. I'm Fred Lay.
And I'm Kevin Dusinberre. If you've seen this far, you're probably one of our friends. What do you think, huh?
Yeah.